Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 849. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Louie. What's up, Louie?
Hey.
What's up, Mike D? All right, so today was Comic-Con. Traffic was freaking horrendous, and we had everybody and their mother of actors and actresses and directors and producers and everything from the UK all the way to different parts of the world and movies in New York City at the same time. We saw trailers today. One of them we're going to talk about being, it was kind of clips of the Doctor Who Christmas special called The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Now, before I even saw the clips, I wasn't really a fan of what I heard was going to happen in the Christmas special. I thought that Moffat was out of his gourd. He was watching the Avengers or something and decided, let me do a Doctor Who episode on superheroes, which these Christmas specials are getting crazy. But I wasn't crazy about it. I was angry about it. Clips today, and I'm like, no, this might be pretty good because it looks like a different take on it. And then I'm hearing stuff that Nardole is more of a butler or servant for whatever reason he wants to work for the Doctor or whatever. I don't know. That may be a different take. What do you guys think? I mean, I'll start with Louie.
Yeah, I'm not very happy with it. I think it's off air for a year this year, so this is like its grand return, and we're getting like superheroes in tights. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's a 50th anniversary of the Cybermen this year. Why couldn't we have a Cyberman story? Why do we have to have superheroes? Again, it's like it's nothing new. They're in New York again. This is like the third time in the last 10 years. I know we're in England a lot, but it's a British show. I just think it's like there's other parts of the world, not just like, why is all superhero films always got to be in New York? Why can't we have like a British superhero for once? It's just ridiculous, and like it just annoys me that we've got a crappy title in the return.
Yeah, I mean, Mysterio is like one of my favorite villains with Spider-Man and Dr. Mysterio. They're trying to make like a villain, I guess. Is that the villain's name?
No, I think the Doctor acts as a villain to the superhero. So it's like in joke, the Doctor is Dr. Mysterio, and then
right. Okay.
But it's like me and Connor were mucking around with titles because they released the first like letters of the title.
Yeah, that I said to you that was stupid. First of all, I waste my time with that garbage. It's like, oh, we got the letter F. Oh, we got the letter M. Who gives a shit? So
me and Connor were joking around. Then he put the Return of Doctor Mysterio, and I was like, haha, snap, like funny. And then he's like, no, actually, that's actually it. I was like, you kidding me? We're after a year of Doctor Who, this is what we get.
Well, there's these Moffat's famous for these weird titles, like The Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar. So it's like that's kind of off-ball weird title. Let me get Mike D's take on it. Did you see the clips and stuff about it today?
I saw some things you sent me, but to echo what Louie saying, it just sounds like shit. I mean, it sounds really stupid. I mean, superheroes and Doctor Who, and these like quirky titles with like Doctor Mysterio and just this whole thing, like he said, like superheroes set in New York. It just seems like some flagrant ripoff of like trying to emulate some stuff that's popular now with the Avengers and some of the Marvel Netflix shows and things like that. It just seems stupid and out of place. It seems really out of place for Doctor Who.
I saw Capaldi's interview where he said that he was always a fan of the classic heroes, like Christopher Reeve's Superman, that they always played it on the BBC on Christmas. But as far as the stuff goes, like now, he's not too crazy about, like, say, Civil War, where the heroes fight each other with these complicated and stuff like that. He just likes the down-to-earth, old classic stuff, Well,
and that's fine, but it doesn't have a place on this show. It's the problem.
This is a sci-fi show, not a superhero
fantasy show. Yeah.
I mean, what if they actually dare to say that this person has superpowers? Are they going to be more superheroes on Doctor Who? Are they going to do weird stuff now that they didn't do before? Are they going to be super villains with powers and like monsters?
you can go anywhere in space and time, any alien race, any past history, and you pick superheroes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what else could they
The
do?
name of the superhero is called G-Man. G-Man, like, oh god, this because the man's called Grant, the character's called Grant, so his superhero identity is G-Man.
Well,
That's
Grant
crazy.
Gustin is the Flash, so maybe he was watching the Flash and said, "I'll just call the guy Grant as like a
This
tip
sounds
of the hat to the."
this really sounds like something like an elementary school kid would talk about on the playground. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like the Avengers were on Doctor Who? And like Moffat overheard that and so like, oh, let me write this in because it seems to me that are they? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, fellas, but I mean, does it seem like what they're trying to do is put out maybe a new marketable sort of character to sell action figures with the series, or create some new character like Captain Jack that can be like a? Or do you think it's a one-off character?
No, I think that Moffat was sitting on his couch, not knowing what to write about on his break. He was watching superhero stuff, and then he says, "Oh,
Well, apparently,
this would be cool." Just like the other year, he watched the same day, I guess, Aliens,
The thing.
and then he watched Miracle on 34th Street, and he said, "Oh," and whatever else he was watching, he says, "Oh, I'm going to do Last Christmas." This is what happens.
actually, this episode, Moffat said in the New York Comic Con, was actually planned to be a regular episode for Series 9, but it never worked out, and then someone said to him, "Oh, that'd be a good idea for a Christmas special," and then he's like,
Oh God.
"Yay." So this is just a normal...
Wanted a raise. Somebody wanted a bonus. So let me butter up to the boss and say, it'd be great, boss, if you did that episode with the superhero. That would be cool. And he's like, I think it would. And then that's the end.
It just annoys me that the show's been off for a year. This episode's like...
Right, you're away from a year, and now you give us shit. You don't give us, like, something that's...
episode, it needs to have a return, and it needs to have some presence, and that's when everyone was going, "Oh, Captain Jack's going to come back." It would have a big thing, and it's like, I don't know if you saw Nard in like a genie outfit in that.
Yeah, I was like, oh God,
it's cringy, like, and apparently he's going to be like a villain in some episodes, like he's going to be all sinister and stuff. It's just like,
oh, I don't know about that. He's going to be a Turlo of the 21st century.
It's just cringe.
Ugh.
Like, I'm looking forward to...
Does he work for the Black Guardian? Maybe he works for Black Guardian.
Why are they doing this to Capaldi? I mean, really, he's a great doctor.
In the New York Comic Con, Capaldi made a reference to the shit writing. Like,
yeah, you mentioned something about that in the group chat earlier, but I didn't catch what he said.
It was hilarious. He was saying like he's a big fan of classic actors. I can't remember who he said now. Like, Peter Cushing and someone else, and he was saying how he liked how great they were with really crappy material, and he like tries to do that with his work. And then Moffat like leaned over and was like, "Hey, watch it," and got quite. He didn't say it in a jokey way. He said it quite like he's like, "No, watch it," and then like everyone started to laugh.
I'm kind of under the impression that there may be some passive-aggressive, like, little pushback from between Moffat and Capaldi.
Well, he gave another dig, too. He said, well, it'd be nice if they hand the scripts in on time. And then he's like, well, not Moffat. I'm not saying Moffat. But it was like, I was like, oh, my God. Like he's serious. It's like, wow. There's really problems on the set. I think he was giving a dig to Mark Gatiss because of the Sleep No More thing. So, but I don't know.
Well, who's the classic writer coming back?
No, apparently he loved Sleep No More, Capaldi. He said it's one of his favourite episodes we've done.
Yeah, right. Of course he did. They said, listen, you can't say anything bad about it, all right? So it's
that's why they're doing a sequel this year.
Are they really doing a sequel too?
That's been confirmed now.
Oh.
Well, this episode takes place in New York, correct? That's, I think, the message you sent me earlier, Joe.
It is. It's New York again.
So are they going to CGI New York, and they shot it over in the UK?
Well, they're pretty much do what they did for the Daleks in Manhattan and stuff. That wasn't filmed in.
Yeah, location footage or something.
They just did it in Cardiff.
He said they finished it last Friday, so they're not adding anything to it. It's done. The episode. They're not filming anything in New York while they're here to put into the episode. But there is supposedly this rumor that Chibnall's people are in New York scouting for next year. Like, oh, maybe if we do go to New York, we'll go here, we'll do this, we'll do that. So I did hear that rumor that people are, because they did that one year, and then the next year they did Angels Take Manhattan. Like when they did Comic-Con, they're like, all right, let's look at this area, let's look at that area. That might be cool, you know. So I do have a feeling that you know New York once, like soon, one episode at least. We got.
Sorry, I was just gonna say. I think we've got some timing issues with the mic. No, I think some interference. Some delays, that's the word I was looking for. No, what I was saying was as much as it's great, and I know it must be great for you to see New York on Doctor Who, but I just think we don't need to have it every single year. Like, I think we should just have one episode every, 10 years.
I think they're trying to branch out to show that it's not just in
yeah, but they could have
UK.
Florida or California or somewhere, or New Zealand, Australia.
And like we've talked about before, why make it Christmas? They could have done something they could have said something in New England and done a Halloween story with the Headless Horseman or something, or some sort of gothic feel.
I would love to see Peter Capaldi versus the Headless Horseman, because Ichabod Crane, that whole story was one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah.
You know? So I would really love for them to do that.
And it would fit Capaldi's sort of he's sort of a Cushing sort of character, or a Christopher Lee that would fit in with that gothic feel. So
even Christopher Lloyd in Amazing Stories played that part really well also.
Yeah.
When he lost his head, so yeah.
The thing that I'm disappointed with is Capaldi. We've talked about this before, but it seems Capaldi's such a great actor, and I actually think he's my favorite Doctor in the new series out of all of them. And he just seems to be getting the Colin Baker treatment, where they're just giving him some real shit material, and he's trying to work with it as best he can. Yeah, he's got good.
Well, that's why he's purposely staying, because he wants to prove to everybody that he is a great actor, and that the scripts suck.
I mean, we haven't really had what we were promised before we opened the package when he first came on board. Is how I feel personally. You guys might disagree with me.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the Beast. He was supposed to be people running from him. They fear him. He's dark. He don't take shit.
I would say personally for me in Series 8, although he wasn't he was getting there, he was a bit darker. But then in Series 9, he just became a Matt Smith kind of jokey, lovable uncle kind of character, and I was a bit pissed off because I liked him being a grumpy ass, being miserable and being alien and cynical. But then he became this oh, I give hugs to everyone, let's play guitar. And
so do you think because of the pushback from the fans with Series 8 of him being too, grumpy or dark or whatever, that Moffat's trying to write it more fan friendly with the superheroes and shit? I mean,
he's definitely making a comedy. He's definitely making a comedy completely freaking 360, 180, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
But
the thing about Who that's great though is Patrick Troughton, arguably, the most comedic of all the Doctors. I mean, his stories were dark. A lot of them were, even though his Doctor could be comedic and joke around. There was still atmosphere, a tremendous atmosphere in those episodes, and it just seems like they've done that in this last series pretty well with some of the episodes, but. The more I hear about the stuff, it just seems like it's getting more into the, kind of comical, slapsticky sort of stuff and things, and there's no atmosphere. And Doctor Who's, to me, has always been about creating the atmosphere and making it a show that's friendly for the family, and kids can watch it, but it's also kind of edgy and scary. But it just seems like it's becoming farcical now.
I mean, I like Matt Lucas in everything that I've seen him in, and it's kind of sad. I'm not coming down on Matt Lucas because Moffat's the one that's supposed to be the master genius writer that could have gave him an awesome part in the Christmas special, and he didn't. So now we're dealt with a mediocre character that's now given a promotion to be a companion, which, fans, I don't know how we're going to take to that. And are they going to do it where every single time he gets dark, Nardole is there to lighten the mood, or do something stupid like a little dance or a little stupid thing to make it oh, ha, ha, whatever. So they got to also explain why he got his head back on his body, because that doesn't, didn't explain that at all.
it'll just be a 1 second line like I built you a new body, like move on. Like it won't be properly explained.
Yeah, it's one of Moffat's. Oh, Madame Corveri traveled down your timeline trying to mess you up. Type of thing.
It'll
1
be
second's
like
wonder.
Drax got killed off and Good Man goes to war and then he's
All right now.
yeah.
I'm kind of afraid that they're turning this into kind of what ended up being Tom Baker, like towards the end of his run. Save for like maybe the last season where you had like Keeper of Trock and then Legopolis, stories like that. It just seems like they're getting.
Well, I hated the Lunar Hive. I keep saying that. I can't stand that freaking episode.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it just seems like at the beginning of the Baker era, we had like every episode was like a fan favorite classic for like 3 seasons in a row. Like every episode was like awesome, and then it became like you had like Nightmare of Eden and Horns of Diamond and some that were like kind of stupid, and then you had like one good one out of the group, like City of Death. It was like a classic.
That's my favorite. That and Pyramids of Mars, you know. But
Let's just hope it's the reverse for Capaldi.
Well, yeah, we keep hoping.
honestly, he's going to stay. He's going to stay, and he's going to prove us everybody wrong. And he's going to show that he's a great actor. And hopefully, Chibnall's scripts are going to be amazing. And I have a feeling that all this time travel stuff is going to be out the window about this. You know, I think it's going to be a whole different ballgame when Chibnall takes over. I honestly think, you know, if he can't change the Doctor, we're definitely not going to have the same companions. We're not going to have Missy. We're not going to have any of this. So he's not gonna reference anything that has to do with Russell T Davies or Moffat. He's gonna do his own brand new stuff, but he will be the showrunner that has the multi-Doctor story. Because I am pretty 75% positive that we'll see David Tennant and Matt Smith pop in with Chibnall and Sylvester McCoy and other things to be mentioned. So I am looking forward to that.
What did you think of Class, the trailers for that today?
Well, I was actually pretty pissed off with the Capaldi thing because I'm like, that thing, I'm like, what the frig, man, with the speech. I thought that they promoted the Doctor instead of really promoting Class with that teaser.
Well,
so I'm like, well, what the hell the purpose of that is?
They're trying to get people who are fans of Doctor Who to say, look.
I know, I got it, but it's just, I like the actual trailer to Class, but then they lost me in the end where they just ended it abruptly, where they're talking stupid stuff about, oh, this looks like Vampire Diaries or this and that, and I'm like, what's the point of this? They're trying to be funny, but it's just, you know, I think Class may be a big hit, you know, but don't rehash Doctor Who plots. Do something different. You know, I mean, there's got to be something that happens to Class because of Moffat being there. I mean, he is executive producing it, so he must be saying do this or do that. It can't be 100% Patrick Ness. It's got to be something Moffat does to the script that's, oh, I'm going to write the script for the Doctor. I'm going to say this for him.
Nope.
Or
Apparently
something.
he's not touched it. He's just overseeing it. Like just.
But what does that mean, overseeing it? You mean to tell me you're just going to stand there?
Checking up that it's good enough to put out.
I don't think so. He's got to be.
Theory.
He's got to be doing something. You don't just stand there and get paid. It's got to be, oh, we can't do this because of this villain appeared here, or what?
Because he commissioned it, he's got to oversee this.
No, but what I'm saying is, like with the Trickster, he did, you know, it's like the Turn Left episode. It's like, all right, maybe you get, you know, he's informing them certain things that are going to happen in Series 10 that they
the Trickster's not in it.
The Trickster is not going to be in it. He's not the shadow character.
They've confirmed there's no returning or classic villain. It's all new.
Okay.
I mean, episode 2, we've got a dragon that skins people alive. That seems pretty cool.
So it's basically a Torchwood version of Sarah Jane Smith.
Yeah, pretty much.
Without the, well, pretty much the same. Yeah, Torchwood version of Sarah Jane Smith, right?
Sex, blood, a lot of gore.
Yeah, right. All right. I don't know, man. We're not going to get it here, so I'm going to have to watch it on one of these site things. I mean, the Doctor Who thing I'll watch, Class I'll watch, but I don't know. I can't give it a definitive opinion until I see it.
For me,
I don't want to be negative and I don't want to be positive. I just want to be like, all right, let's just see it. But, you know, it's not like I'm marking. I mean, I'll see when it comes out, but it's not like, oh my God, I got to run home and see that. because I'm not really like that like I used to be. It's like, oh, it's a DVR, and okay.
Well, the point was made earlier that, especially with Who being off for like about a year now, you would think that they would come back with like a real stamp of like, hey, we're back, and you know, we've got some substance going on here with the show coming back. This doesn't really this
Right.
doesn't seem like a very powerful, strong return to form. This seems like just kind of a throwaway storyline that they're tossing like a crumb.
It's like, oh, I had to film Sherlock, so I didn't have time, so here's your Christmas special. That's what I think.
It's because they
Because
know
it
they're
always gives 110% for Sherlock, always. That's like almost flawless, with the exception of The Abominable Bride, which I thought was the worst of every Sherlock. Because they have to have a bad episode, and that kind of was a bad episode compared to all the other 9 episodes. So, that was my thing, that Moffat gives his heart to Sherlock, but not 100% to Doctor Who.
No, that's true, because he knows that when he leaves...
And you can see it. If you watch Sherlock, you can see it.
Well, you know, because Sherlock is his like backup. That's his retirement plan when he finishes Doctor Who.
But it's not going to be, because Benedict Cumberbatch basically is saying that this is it for season 4, and he screws up all their plans of doing a series 5, because Benedict Cumberbatch is thinking long term. He's like, oh, I got to do Civil War, Infinity War Part 1, Part 2, Doctor Strange 2. I don't have time for this. I can't do it. And so was Martin Freeman. They got him in the multiverse now too, so he's going to be busy too. So, in fact, if they were going to do it, season 5 might not happen for another 6 years. So, would they do it 6 years from now? Just take a break and then return in 6 years?
That's what
No.
Moffat said. He said he's gonna. He said that's a
No.
Sherlock, is you can leave it for 20 years and then come back to it.
That's just, they're not, at some point in time, they're not going to be too quick to do it. They just want to, certain things people want to leave behind and not continue. And I don't think I think Benedict Cumberbatch is in a different mindset now than he was.
Yeah.
But going back to the point Mike made about Christmas being like the grand return and you get nothing. Like in an interview, it was very telling. They were just like, "Oh, we know millions of people are going to watch it, so it'd be fun to do a superhero movie." And it's just like, why do you automatically assume you're going to get millions of views? It's like they don't put in any effort.
Honestly,
Assume.
Honestly, this Christmas episode should have been about Susan and Ian Chesterton. And that is it. Sorry. Because you're running out of that window of opportunity where you could do that episode. Okay? So that's what it should have been. Even Capaldi wants that.
Well, they could have even integrated what you're saying with Class, introducing that, because it's Coal Hill School. So
apparently there's because someone asked him, will Ian make a cameo, and he said that there's no cameos as such, but there's something, and apparently there's something to do with Clara in Class as well, and Danny.
Yeah, they filmed something. She filmed something.
There's some like little references here and there, but in all seriousness, Class is what I'm looking forward to this year, not the return of Dr. Mysterio, or whatever the fuck it's called. Like,
Right.
to me, Class just looks a lot more entertaining, and some of the creatures in that trailer look really cool. Like they look like the pirate. There's a creature like the Pyrovilles from Series 4. I don't know if you saw
Well,
that.
how come on Comic-Con we didn't get a trailer for Series 10?
Because they need to promote. If they release stuff, they've only done 4 episodes for a start, so there's no.
Yeah, but they could do a trailer. They could do a trailer, a
It
teaser.
could be. It wouldn't look very good. There'd be no graphics or anything. And if they released
Oh.
it now, they've got nothing to
What do you
promote.
mean? They have graphics for the first 4 episodes.
yeah, but
No.
They have special effects.
they want everything to be about Class right now, promoting that, because they feel like they've got time for like Doctor Who Series 10, so they want it all to be about Class right now, their new product.
Because Moffat said that, yeah, exactly. But Moffat said they haven't got any CG. Apparently, the mill hasn't started working on it yet. Because Pearl Mackie was talking about episode 3, saying that they're in these big, heavy costumes, and there's this giant monster at CGI. And she's like, I felt like really ridiculous doing it. And then Moffat's like, oh, you look really ridiculous at the minute because we haven't added the monster in.
So wait, he's making fun of her?
No, he's just laughing because she's saying like, "Oh, I feel ridiculous," and he's like, "You will because there's no monster. When you've got the monster in it, it'll look great. Don't worry."
Right.
She was the star of that Comic-Con panel, in my opinion. Like, Pearl
Moffat?
Mackie really shined. No, Pearl Mackie.
Oh, okay. I think we'll like her.
I think she's gonna be great. Like, she's saying that Bill is both. She's not. She said she's not like amazingly intelligent, but she's a sci-fi fan. She's a bit geeky. She's very feisty, and
Okay.
she's a bit clumsy. But she said she has a lot of flaws as well. I think that's what we need: someone with flaws, and not just like Clara, where they're practically perfect in every way.
So she's gonna come into the TARDIS. She's gonna fall on her face, like she's gonna trip over something.
Something like
She's
that.
like that's where the coat rack was. No.
But she
Or
said
the hat stand. The hat stand. Maybe they'll put that back there. Whatever it was.
she was like, "Oh, I can't wait for Bill to meet Missy because Bill's really feisty and she'll give her what for." And then Moffat's like, "Be very careful what you wish for."
Oh, for Christ's sake! Here we go with the Moffat things.
But there's now a rumor going around that she's signed on for Series 11.
Really?
Mhm.
Chibnall.
Apparently, she's
Sure.
like they've really hit off with them, Pearl Mackie and Bill. They think she's like gonna be really good.
All right. That's gonna be it for this episode. I know Connor was sleeping, Connor. So we'll do one with Connor tomorrow. So thank you, Mike D. Thank you, Louie.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye for now.